Good evening, everybody. Welcome to MJ Comix. My name is James Mack, and tonight I'm joined by my good friend James T. Keegan. Welcome to the channel, buddy.
Heyo, what's up?
Ew, how you doing, buddy? You right?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me. I think this might be my first time on this channel, first or second, anyway. So it's nice to be here.
Luke said that as well. I can't. I genuinely can't believe it, and I apologise now for
No,
not
of course, absolutely not.
having you on.
No
But
worries.
yeah, thank you very much for coming on this evening to
Thanks for having
talk.
me.
No worries, buddy. And to talk all things PlayStation. I know you're a big fan. And what we've probably known each other what 3 years, 3 or 4.
Jesus, it'd be getting there now, wouldn't it? I think
Yeah.
back in the Jason Parker, I think we did a show on his channel the first time.
When did you first come onto the scene, as they would say?
Was during lockdown. I started getting into comic book collecting, and I watched Jason's channel, and I remember Jason put on Jason being Jason, social butterfly, put out a thing. If anybody wants to come on, and I kind of been doing some YouTube stuff, and I messaged saying, "Hey man, I love what you do. If I'm free, if you ever want to do a thing." So he invited us on to a show. I can't remember what the show was. I think it was a CGC unboxing. I think.
Okay.
It was yourself and I think Superpower Review, a couple others.
Wow. So Jason, pretty much like a lot of people getting into YouTube is because of Jason Parker.
Yeah.
We shouldn't really credit him with that because he's just going to go all to his head. To be honest.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's already got a big enough ego, Yeah. And it's really Amanda. I feel like this does a lot.
It's Amanda. Yeah, it's all Amanda. It's all Amanda. No. We talk a good game, but we love you, Jason. Thank you very much. But we got a couple of people in the chat. Just say hello to them if that's all right, James. Before we crack on, we've got Luke from Hydra Collectibles. Luke, thank you very much for joining us. We've got Jason Parker Comics. Thank you, Jason, for joining us. Luke, hope you guys are well. The OG originals. Yeah. We've got Danny Poir. Thank you. Big support of the channel. Thank you very much, Danny Poir, for coming. And then we've got it's James T. Keegan. Right. Evening all. Everyone's just having a chat. Sorry, mate. I didn't realise this.
I wasn't gonna have a drink, and then James said at the start, "I'm gonna go grab a drink."
Well,
that's a good idea.
You gotta make them feel at home and relax, don't you? To be fair, so hope you guys are well. The original PlayStation is extreme. Oh, he was typing a message and he probably sent it.
Okay.
The original PlayStation is extremely nostalgic for me. I was lucky enough to get one upon release. Personal favourites include Abe's Oddworld Odyssey, Spyro, and Resident Evil. Yes, 100%.
Spyro. That's my fave.
People thought if he can do it, I can. He's on about he's on about himself. Yeah,
I started this, and everybody follows.
Yeah, we've got my wife as well joining us. Hello, thank you, wifey. Thank you for joining us. But James, so in terms of like YouTube, you've pretty much kind of. I'm not saying you exclusively attached to Pete's channel, but you do a lot of content with Triple G Comics. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we do the Monday show every Monday. Yeah. We had for a while. He's only kind of ended it lately. The Saturday show as well. So like twice a week. So there was a long time, like when I had my own channel just myself, there could be 6 months between videos. So most of the stuff I was doing was on Triple G Comics.
So in terms of your own channel, is that still going? It's just James T. Keegan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dormant at the moment. So it was video game kind of reviews and opinion pieces, so focused on like PlayStation stuff. So I had like this Last of Us reviews and a lot of Last of Us stuff on it. Ghost of Tsushima, Astro Bot, kind of things like that. So I enjoy doing it, but I feel like I did it for a while, like 3-4 years. I put in.
Oh wow!
And I just wasn't getting back from people what like equal to the effort that was going in. I am a terrible procrastinator. And so I struggle with writing really a lot, So sitting down and writing a script is kind of tough for me. So like that's the videos would often take a lot longer than they should, just because I'm like can't get the words out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you've got some really good quality content on there. You've got like your Last of Us, like you did a lot of talking about what you thought the Last of Us would be like, the series before it came out, etc. And you did that amazing Spider-Man 90s video. Was it 90s?
Yes, I did do that for, was that Peter's
What if Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah, and everybody said it was shit. and it became a mini viral hit. I think 1,000 views on
it
it.
was it was amazing. But this is James's channel. So yeah, it's a great little PlayStation channel for anybody who's interested in all that. So please go check that out. But yeah, so if we delve straight into the first question, James, because I think
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
pretty much pretty simple to be fair. So I hope you don't mind me just asking, who is James T. Keegan?
I am a late 20s
Alcoholic.
PlayStation fan, semi-alcoholic. I'm from Ireland. I live in Dublin. Semi-alcoholic. There's some real alcoholics here, trust me. Yeah, and I just kind of love. I love gaming. I love comics. I love movies. And I love to entertain when I can. You know, so
Yeah.
I love editing. I love making videos. I think there's a really kind of satisfying feeling when you have an idea for something and then you make it and it's there, it's done. You know, it's nice. It's a nice feeling. So
It's quite I find editing sometimes when you've got like you feel like it's a good video and you put all like maximum effort into it, it's quite a therapeutic process doing it
absolutely, I
all
think so.
and
Yeah, yeah.
reviewing it and going back. And but I've got to say, James, 100%. I know when we'll get to it in a bit, but you work on the new channel that you've been working on for the past few months, but your editing skills are really good, genuinely really good, and you can see that. And the fact that every time that I kind of like have some sort of interaction with you, like it's like you in the editing room. So
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I like, to be fair. Now, I went to college. I had editing classes. You know,
okay,
I'm trained in doing it. So like, it's But you know, I think a lot of editing like is sort of like instinct. You know, it's knowing when to. It's not necessarily always like this fancy transition or whatever. Like it's often knowing when to cut a thing. And I think a lot of the people, Peter, you know, I think like he's done a few videos on the channel, and like I think he has that. He knows, you know, what like good timing is and
yeah.
stuff like that. So like it's, you know, a lot of it's just bells and whistles, but there's sort of an inherent thing I think a lot of people maybe don't think they have. They do, you know.
Yeah, and I got to agree with Jason's comment here, but he basically says that your voice sounds very professional in your videos, and that
Yeah,
is
it took
one
me a
hundred
long time
percent.
to get it, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's like you know that when people pick up the phone at work and their voice changes and they put on that professional,
yeah.
you know, you're all having a laugh or whatever, and the phone goes and you go, "Hello, how can I help you?" You go, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, so it's funny because on one of the videos me and Pete did, somebody referred to one of us. We don't know which one, but he said mumble mouth, and me and Peter argue which one he was talking about, and I'm like, well, I think we know, but
Well,
he's
it's not me.
insistent. Yeah,
I'm the semi professional. You
yeah,
know,
exactly. Well,
voice,
exactly,
voice
isn't
actor.
it?
That's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, James's editing is top notch, but his voice that brings in the money, smooth, smooth. You could radio, mate. Radio's
So
the
it
right.
is funny that I've had even over doing the PlayStation videos, like I had people say that, and I think my voice is sort of nasally and annoying, you know. So I don't hear it myself. That is like when people say like smooth or like someone in my class once called it a booming voice.
All right. Well, I
I
was
was
gonna
just like,
say, mate. Not genuinely many people like the sound of their own voice, unless your
yeah,
name's Jason Parker. But
yeah, he loves it. Yeah, listens to it
no
on
joking,
repeat. I'm
Jason.
sure. So
He loves it. But yeah, 100% Jason. Is that on the sounds professional? Yeah, that's one. So you're based in Ireland? That
yeah,
correct?
yeah. So I'm from Dublin. I live just on the border of Dublin and Wicklow now, so an area called Bray, kind of down by the seafront. So it's yeah, I actually live in like an old Victorian. Supposedly it's haunted. It's like
Oh
an
wow.
old Victorian house. Like one of the characters in Bridgerton owned it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think it was a Bridgerton of the Crown. Is Bridgerton fictional? I don't know. One of those fucking royal
What
shows. Anyway,
one of those
um,
old timey shows.
yeah, yeah, it might be the Crown now that I think about it. But yeah, like it can convert it into like apartments. So there's two buildings. I'm in like the newer building, but like there's a big grounds. There's like a tennis court that nobody uses and stuff. So it's a nice area. But like it is like a 25-minute walk to get like a bus, which is
To
annoying.
anywhere, yeah. To like the
Yeah,
nearest
yeah.
shop, the nearest everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a trek, but no,
Oh,
it's a nice spot.
that's nice. So in terms of like comic collecting and stuff like that, is it difficult? for you, you pretty much have to order everything in, or you got places you can go to, like a local comic shop,
Oh, there's some
or
great comic shops. So it's funny actually. I remember I think we were on a video before together, and I'd mentioned about how it's you can't find anywhere that has like back issues.
yeah,
And Peter was over visiting here last in March, beginning of March, and we went to this shop, and um, we were with Andy from Perpetual Comics, and he said, "Oh, do you want to go downstairs?" And I was like, "What do you mean downstairs?" We went downstairs, and there was, I mean, like the biggest room of just boxes and boxes of back
yeah.
issues and single
Oh,
like €1 70s books and stuff like that. And I was just like, I didn't never knew this was. I've been in the shop 50 times and I never knew this was it. And there was like keys and stuff like that, like first appearances and everything, and like it was all like labeled. Like there was like the whole section of like there's us here's Hanna-Barbera and Scooby-Doo, and
oh
here's
wow,
like the Punisher Max, like all this stuff. It was like wow, but like even Peter was a bit like upset because he was like, this is so overwhelming. I just don't
yeah.
have like we have an hour and I don't have
That's the
enough time to
time to get.
go to go find anything. So I have to like pick a day and just like go there and
Yeah,
browse through and get everything I'd like.
I think people don't realize, especially like my wife and my kids. So if we go somewhere and we find comics, and I go to these boxes, and it's like time just goes behind me, and I'm just like, no one has a clue,
Yeah.
and they're like looking at what, well, how long should you? I've only been here 5 minutes. No, you've been here for 40 minutes.
Yeah. I can imagine
You know,
you
the kids are
flicking.
bored. You know, can we just go? And I'm like, oh, like, so you
Yeah.
literally have to. You can spend hours going through boxes. To be fair.
Easily, 100%. Especially in this place. I mean, there was like, I would say up like 300-400 long boxes of books.
Wow.
Like it was insane.
What's the name of the place?
So it's Sub City Comics. It's on. It's just off of Capel Street near Parnell Street in Cineworld. Parnell Street. It's a nice shop. I've been in there a few times. I bought merch, but just I've always noticed the little doorway, but I assumed it was like a staff back room thing. I didn't realize. Oh,
Yeah.
there's like a gold mine down here. I've never seen so that's a good one for like back issues. And then Dublin City Comics is where my kind of standing order is. So that's where I get all my books, and they've been very good. Anything I've sent off to CGC came back a 9.8 from them. So
Oh wow.
it's a
Lovely.
very reliable, good shop, good prices as well. What I do like about them is that they, for 20 cents, they'll bag and board your book for you, which a lot of places won't do. Like you go into Forbidden Planet and taking your bag and board, and now you have to buy a
Oh yeah.
pack of 100 to do that. So
Yeah. 100%. Danny Paws basically said that sounds like a back issue heaven.
oh, you'd love it. Yeah, it's crazy, like absolutely insane. Now I know like you're not gonna find any, comic shops especially, but like everybody's very savvy now, I think, to how valuable certain books can be. So you're not gonna find this big, 100 quid.
Well,
Key
I
for
don't think
€1.
the Key Collector app has helped with that.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I just feel like especially in the last 5-6 years, there's just so much more of an awareness. Maybe it's all
Yeah.
these YouTubers popping up talking about it. Maybe but
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
People just seem to know now, like that like, oh yeah, these things can be worth a lot.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So in terms of what do you collect? I know you're really into play, like PlayStation and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, my room, like, so I'm moving around. I got a new desk, so
I
my
can see
background is
see your underwear and socks behind you there. Yeah.
No, that's a towel.
That's it.
And
I'm only joking
that's
now. I
a
was just
jacket.
joking.
Excuse me. No, it's funny because the first time we did this, I actually did have a pair of underwear and on the thing there, and Peter very quickly pointed out. So we look around, like I have I love prints. I love like artwork and stuff. So I have a lot of, and I love framing things. So I have like a Last of Us signed print there.
Yeah.
I've got some like more Last of Us stuff there. Uncharted. This is my Uncharted like collection stuff there. So I've got like a Sideshow statue there, so the CGC book, some signed stuff. Met some of the actors.
Who's that
Pops.
photo with there?
That is Nolan North and
So for anybody
Rachel
watching,
McGonagall.
Nolan North is Nathan Drake from
Nathan Drake and Sully from Uncharted. So I got a double picture with them. So that was really nice. And then I have a lot of I've had to stop lately because I have more stuff than I have room to display. Like even I have like some boxes here that just aren't open. So, but I like collector's editions. So like I have like a Ghost of Tsushima mask one.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
This is the Horizon Forbidden West one. There's like lights on it and stuff. It's like a big elephant thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's just PlayStation stuff galore. I got Spyro. It's on my desk. I got like a little Astro as well. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
Astrobot. Yeah.
yeah, and I got even like up to like Hot Toys level like 1/6. So I have this is probably my favorite figure I have. But this is my Ghost of Tsushima Jin
So
Sakai.
so James, in terms of PlayStation exclusives and collector's editions, do you get like every exclusive one or?
So I every exclusive game like I it's funny because like it's not even like a brand loyalty thing. I find myself a tad drawn to like the kind of cinematic nature of like Sony
Yeah.
games. So like Uncharted, The Last of Us, God of War, Horizon. You know, there's these sprawling, epic kind of often open world games. And I just love them. Like I think they're really just so well made. And they're often very good like showcases of what the console can do. You know.
The capabilities, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so that that's kind of why and it has extended to like just loving play, like you can have PlayStation fucking pillows, so like I do love PlayStation as like just a brand as well, but like it is because the games I think are so
yeah,
high quality. So like I try to play every exclusive, and then I've had to stop with the collector's editions lately just because I have no room anymore. So I sold my first one last week. I had a Death Stranding. Do you know Death Stranding? Norman
yeah.
Reedus,
It's
it's
the
the
one with
Kojima.
Daryl from The Walking Dead, is it?
Yeah. So the weirdest like collector's edition. So in the game
Do you
you
like
have like
carry like
a
a fetus or something?
yeah you have like a fetus, like a baby in a tank on your chest,
Yeah.
and the collector's edition was like this big briefcase, and you open the briefcase and it's the baby in the tank. And it was just fucking weird, like. And I enjoy. I never put it on display. It was like that sat in that box in my wardrobe for you know years. So
Years.
I just said, listen, just get rid of it.
Did you sell it
Um,
then?
Yeah, I sold it. I think I got what I paid for it. And I kept the game. So like I think that's a fair deal. Like the game was
Oh,
free
that's
as
a
well
fair
at that
deal.
time,
Yeah,
So yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Did you get the Spider-Man 2 collector's edition with the Venom?
No, it's just too big. Like I have the you have more here. I have the original one. This
Oh
one,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I just got to the point like I have nowhere to put it. And I am still
yeah,
buying 1/6 figures, and I have nowhere to put them. Started having to buy these like display case kind of things to
yeah.
stack them now so that I can show them. But I even have like this is from God of War Ragnarok,
Oh yeah,
Thor's hammer and that. There.
yeah.
I have Days Gone one as
Oh
well.
wow.
So yeah, it just got out of hand. So I think now going forward, like it'd have to be one I really, I need to have that. Like, and the Spider-Man
Yeah,
one, I was like, this is cool, but like I have so much Spider-Man stuff. Like when that first game came out, I kind of made my mission to own every piece of merch from it, and I did for a long time. Like I even bought like
nice.
I bought on eBay the press kit for it and everything. Like that was fucking, dude, it's way too much, so much money for so much paper. you know. So like yeah, it eventually they start doing Hot Toys and multiple Hot Toys and stuff. So I had to stop then. But like
Yeah,
yeah, I saw the statue. I was like, it's a cool statue, but it's just not reasonable for me to get it.
yeah. So in terms of for PlayStation for you then, did you recently get into like the more collector side of that, or have you always been into since you've been young?
I would say I've probably backed off of him more so lately. I think it started slow. It started with Uncharted. Like I saw an Uncharted figure or something like that, a NECA figure. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll get that. And then like I was on Amazon. Oh, there's this like art book. Oh, I'll get that. And then like, oh, there's Funko Pops. I'll get them. And it just sort of
Just cut.
spiraled.
Yeah,
And then like I think there was a time where I was working quite a lot, so I had a lot of like excess income.
yeah. And you
And
just
just
splashed
just
cash.
eBay, just like hunting down these ones and stuff. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I have multiple items from pretty much every PlayStation
Wow.
franchise. Like I have a good bit of God of War stuff, a few Horizon things, Last of Us. I've 3 Last of Us statues just in the box.
So
That I've not even gotten to take out yet.
so in terms of I don't know if you'd call it retro now, but like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, do you have much stuff from that era or?
Not so, mostly games. So I've gone back and I got the Spyro trilogy, the first editions of like those.
Yeah.
Just for nostalgia sake, because I love Spyro.
Yeah.
There was a game, a really obscure one. It's the company that made Medieval.
Oh
It's
yeah,
called C12 Final Resistance.
yeah,
So it's like the cover of it just looks like a Terminator ripoff, and it's like you playing the game now. Like when I got it like a few years ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a go again. And I remember when I was younger, because I played when I was like 4 or 5, like this creepy sci-fi music, and it was terrifying. Right, playing it now, I was like, oh, this is like a goofy James Bond Terminator ripoff kind of thing. Like this is not like scary the way I felt it
yeah,
was back then. So like it's funny, but yeah, it's I don't really go back like collecting old merchandise. Like I would get like Funko Pop, like as I have a few.
We've got Pete's here. He just wants to say, "Ayo,
Ew.
can't stay long. Have a good show, chaps." James K, you sound like you're mumbling. Just saying.
Now that I'm curious now, did he hear me tell the Mumble Mouth story earlier, or is he just saying that now?
Pete, if you're still with us, please, can you confirm?
Yeah, one of us is a Mumble Mouth, and I don't think it's me. Yeah, but like I have Medieval, so I got Medieval Funko Pop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if they have like modern figures of those old things, I'll get them.
Yeah.
But I don't go back and like find figures from like the 90s or anything, because I they're too expensive, and I have
Yeah.
enough as is.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, things have to really stand out to me now.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. So, in terms of then, I mean, I already know the answer to this question. I'm pretty sure probably the audience maybe do already, but Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo?
That's
What
Microsoft,
is-
isn't it? They reign supreme, don't they? No, do you know what? I think there's a valid argument for any of them. More
Yeah.
so Nintendo and Sony.
Yeah.
Nintendo, I think, are really great at like, because Nintendo considers itself a toy company. I think, like, honestly, the Switch is probably, I would think of it more as it is a games console, but it's like
Well,
they
it's,
don't
mate,
they don't strive to push like technology really. Like
it's
they are for
basically just
fun.
an Android tablet with two little
I mean,
Joy-Cons on the end.
absolutely, and some motion sensors or whatever. So
Yeah.
I like there's some really great Nintendo stuff like Mario Kart. I think all the Mario stuff, Zelda, it's fantastic. I think like Splatoon is really cool as well. So like there's some great Pokemon, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
I have so much memories of Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Had a Game Boy Advance when I was a kid. Loved it. Awesome. Yeah, I have my blue, I think, somewhere in the wardrobe there. I was a blue
Nice.
kid. Yeah. So like I like Nintendo. I think Microsoft has sort of dipped in the last 10 years or so. Like they've not really had, outside of like a Halo and Gears,
Yeah.
any big new things. Whereas you look at Sony and you have like, okay, Ghost of Tsushima, even going back 10 years, The Last of Us, you know, the Spider-Man games and stuff. Like there's some
Yeah.
like Horizon, Gravity Rush. There's so many like new franchises that Sony's pushed out, whereas like Microsoft, oh, it's Halo and Gears. And that's kind of
Yeah.
it. So yeah, for me it's Sony. It's the cinematic kind of high quality, high budget, focus on storytelling, amazing
Yeah.
open worlds, amazing characters. Like that's what I kind of lean into. So like for me it's pretty clearly Sony.
Yeah. Pete's just said he's just jumped on. Room's looking cool, James. Has your mum tidied it for you?
Didn't do a great job. This box is there. I'm actually annoyed. I got on Amazon. There's these you can buy like cases for Lego sets. So I have an Uncharted statue and I was looking for a case and I found a Lego set that's about the same size. So I bought the case for it.
Oh, wow.
But the measurements on it didn't account for the fact that there's like 2 centimeters from the base to put this
yeah.
to slot in the things, so my thing doesn't fit. So
Oh,
I have
no.
to send it back now. So that's annoying. But no, I my room is. Yeah, no, I got the new desk and I sorted my room, and I did almost all of it. I had a few bags of just random crap. I said, okay, I was going on holidays, and I was like, I'll sort that when I get back. And I've been back for like 10 days. I've just not sorted. They're all like hidden under the bed.
yeah.
There, I've just not
That's the
sorted.
procrastinator in you, isn't it?
Yeah,
Procrastinator.
absolutely, 100%.
Hit that like button, guys, says Jason Parker. Thank you very much. To be fair, I didn't include Sega because they don't currently have anything really going for
Or
them.
Atari, a lot of them kind of went that way. And like it's interesting because I think Xbox is sort of going that way now. Like they've published a few games like Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush. There's rumors of Halo coming to PlayStation as well. So that might be the route that they're going, like Game Pass being on PlayStation. You know, like that's a
Yeah,
possibility down the
I've
road.
got to admit, I mean, I don't play the Xbox anymore, but that Game Pass thing is phenomenal value.
I
When
think
you
it's
consider,
unsustainable though. I don't think you can make these games cost like $200-300 million to make. Like,
yeah,
so can you make 2-3 of those a year just
yeah,
on Game Pass? You
yeah.
know, like
I think I mean, both you and I obviously got PlayStation Plus accounts. Like, we have to wait forever for a decent game to come on for the free monthly
yeah,
game,
yeah,
whereas with the Game Pass, it's literally on from release day, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, it would
Literally.
be the equivalent of like God of War Day One coming to
Yeah,
PlayStation, or Uncharted Day One. Like,
which are like,
it's mad.
if it was anything like Spider-Man 2, which when it was released, it was £70,
Yeah,
on release
absolutely.
day.
And how much is Game Pass? Like, it's what, 15 to 20 a
Yeah,
month or
he's
something.
saving so
That's
much money.
crazy. Yeah.
Sega for the win, Pete says. Link for James's YouTube channel is here.
Thanks.
Please go check that out and subscribe. Um, yeah, it's a tough thing for me, I would say, because as a teenager, I probably would have said Xbox because me and my friends were addicted to playing Halo. I loved Fable.
Fable's
Um,
great. New one looks
yeah,
really cool. And
um,
like they've been making some big moves lately. Like they own Bethesda and Activision now.
yeah,
Um, so it's interesting to me. Like, is like you could pull so much of like the audience from PlayStation just on those two, on like,
yeah, of course, yeah,
Skyrim, like the new Elder Scrolls game, the new
yeah,
Fallout game, that kind of stuff. To say, oh no, we're gonna go third party now. It's like, okay, you just want to be the biggest publisher ever. Then
100%, mate, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But then obviously as well, when I was growing up, games like this,
yeah, classic.
Final Fantasy 7, Unreal game, absolutely probably one of the best games of all time.
I
Um,
would agree. Yeah, and play the
yeah,
remake.
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's obviously a bit different, but it's still the same story and a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
more added. Pretty cool. And obviously Nintendo for Pokemon. That and I'm a big NES fan, so Super
Yeah,
Mario 3 and
deadly.
Super Mario 1 Unreal games.
Mm.
But I think it's a tough question to ask because I think that when with so many exclusive games for each of them, like it's hard. What would you say
Yeah,
your favorite game of all time is, James?
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2, great game.
Uncharted 2, absolutely head over heels. I love the first game. I remember that was like the big. I love the look of it when it was coming out. I got a
Yeah,
PS3 for Christmas. I think it had just come out. It was expensive as well. It was like 600 quid. I remember my mom guilting me about how expensive it was. But
yeah,
so I got that, and Assassin's Creed, I think, was the first game I got. And then I think my birthday rolled around in January, and I was like, oh, this Uncharted game looks really cool. I played the demo and thought it was really
yeah.
cool. I loved how you could run into the water and he comes out and he looks wet. I remember
Oh
that
yeah, it
being
was
like really
great. Yeah,
impressive, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I asked for Uncharted and I got it and I played through and I loved it. Like, just loved the character and
yeah.
the kind of the pulpy kind of nature of it. So yeah, when the second one, I think probably in my life I'll never be so excited for something as I was for that second game. I was so hyped. I was worried. I remember having the thought in my head 2 weeks before it came out that I might die before it comes out. Like, oh, what if I die and I never get to play it? So like
Oh
literally,
man,
like, yeah, exactly. It was like that's how hyped I was. And reviews are coming out, and they were like 9 and 10 out of 10, and everyone was saying it was amazing. I was like, oh my god, awesome! There was like a multiplayer beta,
yeah,
and I played that, and I loved that. So yeah, the game came out, and I just loved it. Like, loved the story. I loved the multiplayer. I was actually good at the multiplayer as well, which is like unusual. I'm usually crap at multiplayer games.
yeah,
Yeah, and I just some of the best memories of playing games was that. Like, my mate came over, we got it after school, went back to the house and played it like straight through the story the entire way
yeah,
through, so like for 12 hours or whatever, and yeah, loved it. So like, yeah, it's a just
yeah.
phenomenal game.
I've got to admit the Uncharted games. I think it's probably like one of the first games that me and my wife played together where we just whenever someone died,
Yeah,
we were the first one
literally,
to
yeah,
control it.
just pass the controller.
And I think we pretty much did 1, 2, 3, and 4 that
We
way.
did
Yeah,
we did 2, 3, and 4. I used to have a thing with my friend where he'd come over. We did God of War 3, we did Heavy Rain.
yeah,
A few other games where like we'd rent it from Extravision, was the like Blockbuster kind of shop we had.
yeah.
So we'd rent it from there. It was like 5 quid for a week or something like that, which is like, just
Bargain.
never get that now. Yeah, I mean, absolutely saving yourself 50, 60 quid at the time to buy the thing. Yeah, and we'd just play the game, pull an all nighter and play the whole thing, and it was great fun. Miss those days.
Right. Rogue One Photography said I used to love a first person shooter on the PlayStation 2 called Black. Is that the one
Yeah.
with the two guns at the front? Is that called Black?
I remember there's like a sort of a circle of bullets. I don't know. I can't remember if it's two guns on that. But
I can't remember.
there's a really good YouTube channel called Matt McMuscles, and he has a show called What Happened, where he looks at kind of like a failed kind of mostly video games, but he does like some movies and stuff as well. But he has an episode on Black, and it's really interesting. Like it's super in depth, kind of documentary on what happened to this thing where the project went wrong. You know, and the Black one's good. It was EA, I think, published it, so they were trying to get into the kind of area. You know.
Yeah. Pete said he's not played the game. I presume he's on about Uncharted, but the movie.
Yeah.
Is he taking? Is he being sarcastic there?
No, he loves the movie, and I didn't hate the movie. I just think the movie's not really a good representation of what the games are. I think the movie as on its own is like a 7 out of 10. It's decent, fun.
Yeah.
You know, if there was no game, it'd be fine. But I think it's outright insulting to call it Uncharted, you know, and to say this is Nathan Drake and this is Sully. It's just a disgrace, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Right, okay. Daddy Paul has said Final Fantasy X was always my fave, but 7 is always iconic. Yeah. Final Fantasy X, amazing game. Love it as well.
I have a confession to make. I've never played Final Fantasy.
Any Final Fantasy?
No, never played them.
Never?
Never, not one. I'm familiar with it. Obviously, I know 7.
The story in this is amazing.
So is that the one where it's the ha 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 ha? The guy's laughing like really
wacky. Yeah.
It's the long-haired, got a blonde fella, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just never got into it. I remember playing a demo for I think 13 when that was coming out.
Yeah. Well, it's really about the earlier ones.
Yeah, I know 7 is the iconic one, and I'm tempted to give 7 Rebirth a go.
Mate, the stories are like really good.
You know? Yeah.
Again, did you like the Uncharted film? We found out about that.
Yeah.
He loved it. Honest. Resident Evil, the film or the game, or what is it? Was this?
I was talking about the game. The game's a classic, I think. I was too scared to play when I was younger, but I played the remake of it on. Only recently, I've actually gotten into Resident Evil. I'm playing Resident Evil 2
on the PlayStation.
Yeah, the remake, the one.
Yeah, it's good. Is that the PlayStation one, isn't it? And the game.
I loved it. I was loving it. Awesome. And then the big guy Mr. X or whatever shows up, and I'm just like, I can't play this anymore because
it's too scary.
It's like, it's like you hear that.
Yeah, you're just constantly running for your life. Like, it's horrible.
It's too much stress, man. I play games to relax, you know.
Loved Resident Evil. Phil, is Rogue One Photography Phil?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I've
never heard it.
I don't know. I'm guessing he hated it then. Heavy Rain, that was a great game.
Yeah, I love that company, Quantic Dream. So they did Detroit Become Human. I actually have
Detroit Becomes Humans. So,
yeah, I have sorry, another thing I collect. I love going to conventions and meeting actors. So I actually have signed by the main guy in it.
Oh yeah.
Detroit Become Human. I'll show them. I have them here. I have Spider-Man from Yuri Lowenthal.
Brilliant.
Signed. Days Gone, Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake, Nolan North.
Mate, you need to have you not got like a plastic covers to put over them?
No, I was thinking about because CGC now does signature verification. I was thinking about sending them in to get graded.
Oh wow, for the yeah.
Yeah, and then The Last of Us, obviously signed by Troy Baker, so that's cool. And so I do have like these kind of peg things that you can sit them on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do.
I don't know if you can see, like this is in a like a little case.
Oh, just like a soft plastic kind of.
Yeah, just to keep.
Like a Funko Pop case kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I have to look into that. I'll get some.
I'm sure there was a scene where you had to cut off your finger.
There is. Yeah, there's some harrowing stuff in that. I love that game. I love the way you can. It has really good twists in the end, but like.
In Heavy Rain.
Yeah, the choices you make. You know how some people can live and some people die, and I can't remember how in my ending. I think the killer got away. I think in our ending, and it was after 20 hours of playing it. It was like a 20-hour detective investigation. It's like, oh, the guy fucking gets away in the end. It's like great.
Yeah, I remember we played Until Dawn.
Yeah, I have just up there. That's Until Dawn poster
Oh,
there,
poster, yeah,
print. Yeah.
yeah. Is that
Uh,
signed or
no, I'd
no?
love to get signed to Hayden Panettiere or Brett
Yeah,
Dalton or Rami Malek or anyone who I meet at a con. I'll get them to sign
yeah.
that definitely.
I remember
Um,
my wife was playing that, and she was on the last part, and it's like I was like,
oh, the
don't move
controller
the
still.
yeah, do not move the controller because you're like alert.
Yeah,
And I was literally like, and I can't remember what ending she got. She got like a decent ending, but a couple of people died.
yeah,
But we were pretty much going through the walkthrough, like as in like if you do this, like you
yeah,
won't. These
yeah,
people
yeah.
will all survive. We're trying to get like the platinum
It,
it, but
it's so hard to not like cheat on those games and like go
yeah,
back and like because I like this character, I don't want them to die. So but I my first playthrough, yeah, the same thing happened as I moved when the thing happened. So I didn't, I think I had a save from like halfway through the game. So when I finished the
just
game,
went
I
back
went
to that
back
and
to
carried on.
that,
Yeah,
and then at the end, I just put the controller down so that I didn't shake when it
brilliant.
tells you to hold it still. So yeah, but there's a movie. They're actually making a movie that they announced the cast the other day. It's like a lot
Oh
of kind
wow.
of young actors I've never heard of, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm really excited for that. That'd be good.
Jason Parker Comics is giving his review out of 10 for the Uncharted movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's fair. It's not great. It's very like Sony, like a Venom or a Morbius. I think it's kind of
yeah,
that
yeah.
department.
Well, Pete's saying that I should kick off the stream. So unfortunately, James, goodbye. So yeah.
I wouldn't blame you.
No, don't. Mate, if you can play them, please play them. They're amazing games. He's on about Rogue One Photography. He's on about Resident Evil, the game. Yeah. Kenneth, thank you for joining us, Kenneth. Yeah, that's me. So is that Phil? Is that Perpetual or is that a different Phil?
No, I don't think it's. I don't think. I'm not sure. I
No,
don't know.
no.
It's Phil anyway.
Resident Evil 2 was class. Yep.
Hmm.
It might be a different Phil because he's got a double L. Thank
I
you,
didn't
Phil, for
know. I
joining
didn't know
us.
there was. You can spell Phil with a double L, even though it's Philip, which is two L's. I didn't think you could just call Phil with two L's.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Heavy Rain was the one where we got the worst. It was the one where we got the worst ending. 100%, like literally the worst ending you could get. But I
Yeah.
think Gemma and her sister were playing it. I wasn't playing it. But yeah.
Yeah. That company's
Brilliant.
doing a Star Wars game. Really excited about that.
What will it be exactly like that or like a
Yeah, it's a
actual
Quantum Dream. So they're doing it's Star Wars Eclipse, I think it's called.
cool?
It's gonna be a High Republic thing. So like, that should be the next couple of years. I'm excited for that.
Brilliant. So if we move on to the next question, James, and
Yeah.
I hope Pete's still in here, but basically, recently well, I say recently, but like a fair few months now, it's been, I think, hasn't been a year, has it?
No, it's October 1st was when we set the channel up. So
Okay.
we consider that our birthday, I think.
So you've recently set up a new YouTube channel with Pete from Triple G Comics, and it's called the One Good Scare Show. So if you wouldn't mind telling the audience what that's about.
Yeah, so it's a horror film kind of news review kind of podcast, video kind of thing. So we do all the kind of newest horror movies that come out in the cinema. We have reviews for them, spoiler reviews
Yep.
pretty much in the first week or so of release, earlier if we can. We have a retro series called I'll Be Right Back, which is kind of taking a look at. Usually it's tied to something that's coming out in the cinema. So our next one is A Quiet Place because The Quiet Place Day 1's coming out.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we tie it to a holiday. So we did Leprechaun for
Oh,
Paddy's
St.
Day.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we did some, Gremlins at
Were,
Christmas.
were you offended by that, James?
Peter really was on the verge of like, this is on the verge of hate speech. I think talking about the Irish this way. But, no, it was fun. You know what? That was probably the most fun editing I've had because I was just slacking
Oh, cool.
my own people, and the whole
Do you-
thing.
It's a ridiculous movie though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It's absurd. But I honestly I went into it thinking this is going to be terrible, and I actually enjoyed it. So like I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
So
what there's like later ones where it's like Leprechaun in space or
they're horrendous. Yeah, Leprechaun in the Hood,
in
Leprechaun
the
back
hood.
to
That's
the
it.
Hood.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we're smoking joints with like Ice Cube and stuff. It's just bonkers. So yeah, like we do that. So they're kind of in depth. Like, so there's like a bit of background about how the movie got made. Where did the series go afterwards and stuff like that. So that's really fun. Very inspired by, if you've ever seen Caravan of Garbage.
No.
From Mr. Sunday Movies. It's sort of it's kind of the inspiration for for it, but we do horror movies. They don't do horror movies. So
So how did it the concept of it come about? I know you and Pete are really good friends. Like I dare I say the best of friends, but is it like your love for horror for both of you, or is it all?
well, we talked for a while. The idea of doing a horror live show was around for a while.
Yeah,
And I think even like years before I kind of thought about like doing a horror channel was like when I was doing like probably the PlayStation will do horror. It's because I've always
yeah,
loved horror. And like a lot of things for me, I have to be in kind of a mood for. So like Star
yeah,
Wars, I'll just ignore Star Wars exists for months, and then I'll be in a big Star Wars mood, and I'll catch up on all the Star Wars things and play Star Wars games and stuff like that. Watch Star Wars
yeah,
YouTube videos. Horror is something like throughout the year I enjoy.
yeah,
So I'll never like not want to do it, you know. So yeah, we were talking about the horror channel for a while. Not horror channel, horror show, and then it got to the point where we decided like about a year ago, like let's start doing this. You know, the two of us were kind of like, yeah, let's do this thing
yeah,
together, and we were going to do it on one of our channels. And I kind of had the idea of like, well, let's like do a separate channel. You know, I know it's like starting from scratch. Like we both have like had at this point like over 1,000
yeah,
subscribers, so it'd be annoying to start from scratch. But I said like if we do that, both of us own it. There's not going to be this thing of well, it's my show, it's on my channel kind of thing. You know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Of
know if
course,
that
yeah,
ever came about. And then we could post other things. So like even the thoughts of doing like separate videos wasn't even really.
yeah,
We didn't have that at that point. So we set up the channel, and then I was a fan of this show called Caravan of Garbage. It's where it's like two mates and they talk about movies and this similar kind of thing. It's like they do trivia and like
yeah,
what happened to it and how it got made and stuff. And I thought let's do this for like horror movies because there's not really a thing out there at the moment.
yeah.
And Peter didn't really understand what it meant, and I even like said go watch Caravan of Garbage and you'll know, and he still didn't. And it wasn't until like we sat down and recorded the first one. He's like, oh okay, I see what you mean now.
So basically, what for the people watching, you guys watch the films independently, but do not discuss it until
Yeah,
literally you.
so it's a surprise for both of us
Yeah,
what we thought. So like that has led to like I've shown him movies that I love and he
yeah,
didn't like, and I'm like gutted, and you get that live reaction, you know.
yeah,
Or he's you know shown me movies that he loves and I love them as well, and he's like delighted, you know. So it's nice. I think there's like a lot of heart to it, you know.
yeah,
So yeah, so that's the kind of for me that's the kind of like the main kind of thing on the channel, and then we have One Good Scare, the live show, which is every second Friday. That's where we talk about the news. We'll do kind
yeah,
of some like non-spoiler reviews of stuff if the main videos haven't come out yet. And we usually have a topic at the end, so we usually talk about like could be what are the greatest horror movies ever made, like on Rotten Tomatoes, or like what's your favorite alien horror movies, or
yeah,
you know period piece horror movies, kind of things like that. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun. I think people seem to really like it.
yeah.
I've had nothing but like I think aside from the mumble mouth thing, we've had nothing but positive reactions from it. Like people are very, very kind in the comments, so like it's been nice
Oh, that's good.
to do. And like I think you know it's getting good views, good
I think
subscriber rate. I think so.
what's really good about it is because they're reviews, they'll have replayability in terms of, you know, a lot of, you know, dare I say my videos that they're only really good for like when you would release them. Like
Yeah, yeah,
unless it's like, you know, like a showcase or something, or, you know, people will rarely go back to them. It'll only be subscribers that watch it when it comes
yeah,
out, and it won't be searched upon. But for reviews for films, you'll get that people typing in that all day.
yeah. And like sometimes the video takes a couple of weeks
Yeah,
to get any views. Like our most watched, I'll be right back now, is The Strangers. It's the not the last one we did, but the one before, and that got no views for 2 weeks. And I was like, there, like, oh man, like you know, worked hard on
yeah,
this
yeah.
and it got nothing, and just ticked up, and it's a must watch one now.
Oh wow, that's incredible. So for anybody watching, this is the One Good Scare show. You can find them there. But
So now
very,
Peter's terrible for right. So it is called the channel's called One Good Scare, but it's at One Good Scare Show because somebody nicked.
yeah. I was
One
going to
Good
say
Scare,
when
you know, so-
I was having to do this on my other computer, so I wasn't logged in.
yeah.
But when I searched for it, when I just put in One Good Scare, it came up with a lot of other stuff.
Phineas and Ferb
Yeah,
song, I
Phineas and
think, is
Ferb.
up
Yeah,
there first. Yeah, so my
so you
hope
have
is
to be
that
careful.
down the road, if you type One Good Scare Show, we are the first
Yeah,
thing
it
will come
comes up
up.
at the
But
top. Yeah,
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 yeah. So like we
100%.
say at One Good Scare Show, but it's one Good Scare. So it's a reference to the Halloween line. You know, the
Um,
everyone's titled One Good Scare.
right. Okay. So we've got Dead Man's in the house. Thank you for joining us. Jason has very kindly put the link for the channel.
Hi,
Thank you
Jason.
very much, buddy. I really appreciate that. And in fact, Rogue One Photography is Phil from the Empire Strikes.
Ah, okay, yeah.
He's recently changed his handle just to
Just to
confuse everybody. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
But he was on Pete's channel the other week, was he? For the
Yes, I think they
This
did.
Is Mine.
This is
Yeah.
mine, didn't they? Yeah.
To be fair, what I forgot to say was at 10 o'clock, is it? Pete has got a This Is My episode with Comic Tropes, which is
Yep.
a really good guest to have.
Mm.
So when you finish watching here, guys, please go and check that out. Really appreciate it if you could. Dead Man, thank you for joining us. Sorry I'm late. I know nothing about PlayStation. Sorry. Well, it's just a general chat, but thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. What's your favourite horror movie, James?
Halloween.
Halloween.
I think it's as close to perfect a movie can really get. Like Halloween is probably my favorite. It's my favorite horror film, but it's my top 3 films of all time. I think I'd probably put like that, Winter Soldier, and
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier is my favorite movie, and then Mad Max Fury Road. Those are my top 3 movies. So
Wow.
I'd probably put Winter Soldier, and the other 2 are kind of side by side.
Yeah, because Winter Soldier is pretty much although it's obviously a superhero movie, a comic book movie, it is very much like a spy
thriller. You know, with some
really
just
good,
amazing action sequences in it. Like, and I remember just how shocking it was. Like in the cinema, the Hydra twist was so.
Well,
like,
the thing is, the worst thing about being a comic book fan is we all knew who the Winter Soldier was. So general audience might not have known, but we knew it was Bucky Barnes. We knew it was going to be his mate. But yeah, the Hydra twist at the end was just it was brilliant.
In my screening, someone he takes the thing off and it's like Bucky. Someone screamed, "What?" And I'm certainly just taking a piss, but everybody laughed like it wasn't like an annoying thing.
Oh,
like
no,
that was funny.
I think it's probably the elevator scene in that is. Oh
yeah, I've actually posted. I have a poster here. This one is the elevator fight.
Brilliant.
You can't really see it here too well, but it's really cool. It's Matt Ferguson, I think. Yeah, one of my favorite prints.
Phil from Rogue One Photography says he loves the One Good Scare, has him in stitches. Jason Parker Comics has said that the American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, we did an episode on that. I'd never seen it before. Loved it. That was fantastic. Yeah,
brilliant. One of the best, Jason. Yep. Thanks, Dead Man. My dad always told me Philip with 2 L's is the Welsh version, so I've always written Phil with 2 L's. Oh, there you go then. Phil agrees. American Werewolf. A lot of people love that film.
Yeah.
Closely followed by The Poltergeist. Now it's a great film. I love that. Scared me rotten as a kid. That film did.
Yeah, I have seen it. I haven't seen this now since I was young. So I'm sure we'll get around to that one at some point.
Yeah. We've got Fuzzy in the house. Thank you very much, Fuzzy. We've got Friday live show, best show they do for the One Good Scare. Brilliant.
Appreciate it.
Dark Knight has dropped out. Interesting. Don't know what that means. Oh, you mean dropped out of your top 3?
Oh yeah, Dark Knight was my favorite movie when that came out.
Okay.
And then Winter Soldier. Yeah, I would say, but Dark Knight's probably 4. Then I would say.
All right, yeah, well, mate. One of my favorite films, The Dark Knight is.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier. Danny Paul puts it above Endgame and Infinity War.
I think Endgame is very close.
I think I just think with Endgame, it's that moment, when you hear Sam in his ear saying "on your left," and then everybody comes back,
and the music and the way it gears up and just keeps going. And
hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
And I think just as a cinema experience, that was incredible.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you have this saga spanning 20-something movies to nail the ending that well.
Yeah.
is just like fair play, man. Like it was an
But
achievement, I
then
think.
the problem is once you reach that dizzy height, it's very difficult to get it back again.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people just aren't as invested anymore. So can you recapture that? Like even because I think obviously the next step of that is do that, but with like Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman and Nick Cage Ghost Rider and Tom Jane Punisher and things like that.
Yeah.
But I just people aren't invested at this stage anymore. So like they're not going to be, people cared who Thanos was in, during the first two phases. So like, nobody really cares anymore. Like what's going on with.
So the interesting thing about with the new films coming out and such, the villains, there's no, you don't like with Thanos. It was built up over so long, and Josh Brolin did an amazing job,
incredible, yeah,
absolute amazing job. To the point where you kind of almost think, well, kind of really what he's doing is kind of right.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, like, to be fair now, like there was a while during those first few movies that we didn't know what to do. Like the first shot of Thanos, he looks different.
He looked terrible. He looked a bit cartoony, didn't he?
Yeah, and then you had the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, which was like that was awesome. But then, like at the end of Age of Ultron, there was this confusing one where he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Thing. That didn't really make sense with the rest of it. Yeah. But then, like Infinity War, is his movie, and you kind of forget that. So I think they were going to do that again with Kang. Like Kang Dynasty was probably going to be a Kang movie, effectively.
That ain't happening now.
No,
I don't think it will be.
Don't think so. Dr. Doom probably, I'd say it'll be.
Yeah, but fantastic channel, and you're already at 380 subscriber plus. I imagine.
Yeah, the 370 kind of ish. But like that's the thing. Like I was saying earlier about the gaming channel. Like I think it took me 3 or 4 years to get to 500, and a lot like the last 100 or so was like shorts. Like I was just pushing shorts out, and that's got me
but there. I think for anybody watching, so you can gain a lot of subscribers from doing shorts, but they don't watch your normal YouTube videos.
I did shorts for a while, for like a few months, so I've like a good 100 shorts or something on there, and I've not touched the channel in nearly a year, and I've gotten I think 600-700 subscribers in that time on that channel
from the shorts. Amazing.
I went back and looked today, and I have like 5,000 views on this video more than last time I checked, and 10,000 on this one and stuff. And it's just like
wow.
But also like I remember because Peter did a few. Like I was doing like these movie ranking or video. Ones.
And the blind ranking ones, is it those ones?
Yeah, it's sort of like with memes, like like it's a memes to rank what the movie is.
I remember those.
And Peter did a few videos using that format, and Efren did Passpoint Comics did a few videos using that format, and both of them hit monetization, and they had trouble then with reused content. They were calling it, like those shorts can't count. So like ultimately, I might have been at 1,000 subscribers or whatever, but it meant nothing really because I couldn't do anything with it. You know what I mean? So like it was pointless. Yeah. So I think that's another reason why I kind of just said let's start fresh. And for me, like it's nice to have someone to work on the channel with. And again, I don't have to write anything. We record the thing. Like the only prep I have is like the trivia and doing a little research for the movie. But that's fun. And I do that myself anyway. Like I like reading about how a thing got made.
Yeah. That's good. No, it's a very good channel. Please go check it out, everybody. If we move on to the next question, James, it is, what is your all-time favourite gaming console? So I know, obviously, it's going to be a PlayStation, but is it PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, 1?
It's tough. Like, I don't know. PS2 is a good one. There's some bangers. Like, not even exclusive stuff, but like, GTA San Andreas and...
it's nostalgic, isn't it? Because it's basically you probably would have grew up playing those as a kid.
Yeah, well, that was my first console. That was mine. Like the PS1 was it's mine now, but it was my sister's. So like I have it in the drawer now. I own it now. But so like I was like Spyro and Crash, like my early memories of those. It was like often watching her play, and she would never give me the fucking controller, like so I had to play when she was like in school or whatever, and I got home first. So the PS2 was my first console that was mine. And I remember I got it with there was an X-Men 2 game, X2 Wolverine's Revenge.
Oh, great game! Is
So
that
I
the
got
one
it with
where
that.
you could do the spinning?
No,
Where you,
that's the Wolverine,
oh,
X-Men Origins Wolverine,
oh,
I think.
oh,
No, this one, so it had Hugh Jackman on the cover, but Wolverine looked like the comic book Wolverine in the game. And he was voiced by
okay.
Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill
Oh,
played him.
wow!
Yeah, it was a very
What's that?
obscure thing, but like the game was like there was some stealth. It was mostly a stealth
Yeah,
game. So I got it with that, and then Vice City. I think I got pretty soon after that. So I have a lot of nostalgia for like PS1 with Spyro and Crash and PS2 with
yeah,
those. But like I feel like PS3 there were so many like it started a bit iffy, especially alongside Xbox, but towards the end,
yeah,
Heavy Rain, God of War 3, Uncharted trilogy, The Last of Us,
yeah.
Infamous, like there's
Oh, Infamous was a great game. I love that.
Resistance and Killzone 2 and Killzone 3, and
I really liked the Resistance games. I did.
they were great. Yeah, Insomniac, so they're doing the Spider-Man games now, but like I'd make another one of them. They were so
Yeah,
cool.
I
The
mean,
weapons in it were so cool.
do you remember? It was at the end of Resistance 2 when like you became like fully infected and you
Yeah, and the other
had
guy
those
shoots
powers.
you.
The last you could literally do anything.
Yes, yeah.
That was amazing.
It was cool. So yeah, I love that universe. I think they do a really cool show with that. I'd like to see
Yeah,
that them do something with that, but yeah, do a new game or a remake of the original. I think would be cool. So yeah, for me, I think a PS2 was great. I'm tempted to say PS3, and I think that was like the longest sort of. Yeah, that was my kind of early teens, so like I had a lot of time to play, and I knew more about what games were out there and stuff, and could buy them myself.
yeah.
Yeah, and many of my favorite games ever are on the PS3, so I'd probably say PS3. But PS4 is a banger as well. I think PS4 has some great
What?
Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think probably for me then, I want to say. I mean, obviously, I love like the Super Nintendo and the NES and the Game Boy and stuff like that. Got like a real. But in terms of Sony, I'd probably say the PlayStation 2 because it kind of changed the way I probably collected. Well, not collected, but like because it was like you had a DVD player in your room.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big deal, wasn't it? Like you could
Yeah,
watch
like it was
movies. Yeah.
like you just like, oh my god, I can watch films in my room now.
Well,
Like,
I remember the PS1. It was a big deal. It was a CD player. I remember that being a big thing. Of you'd use that as the
yeah,
CD player. So like, yeah, I forgot about that. And then PS3 Blu-ray. I have a Blu-ray
Blu-ray,
player
yeah,
now. So
obviously that changed the game.
Sony, fair play to them. They always like were ahead of the curve on that, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
big deal.
this game here was immense on the PlayStation.
Phenomenal. Yeah, the original. I think I probably lean towards 2 now. 2 is
Yeah,
so epic.
I don't know if you have number 2 is just brilliant as well.
Yeah.
Like quite graphic as well for like like it was like boobies and stuff.
It's sort of interesting the like metamorphosis that franchise has gone through, where those games are very like sex and rock and roll and blood and gore, whereas the new ones are very kind of self-reflective and mature and they're about fatherhood and love and like, and there's kind of some whimsical kind of elements to it. Like there's a little, like in the newest one, there's a little like squirrel man that you're talking to with like a Welsh accent, like it's interesting that they went, but I think it's better than ever now, and I can see like why you would prefer one over the other though.
Yeah, and I know you probably haven't played this game because you're not played Final Fantasy, but did you ever heard of Kingdom Hearts?
I know Kingdom. It's the Disney crossover, isn't it?
Oh mate, this game. Honestly, when I played this, it literally took over my life. One of my favorite games.
I played a demo, I think, back in the day. Because I remember demo discs. used to love demo discs. It was like
that was
the
great.
PlayStation magazines,
yeah, 100%. We've got a few people in the chat. PlayStation 1, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and the Walking T-Rex. I don't remember that Walking T-Rex game.
I'm not sure.
No, but Tomb Raider was brilliant as well. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
There's a remake on PlayStation now. It's like just the graphics. Like they just updated the graphics, and the rest of the gameplay is the normal. So like you can play that game now.
The PS2 was the console, says Fuzzy. They were so accessible and the games were unbelievably fun. It felt like everyone had, to be fair, I think pretty much everyone did have one.
Pretty much. It felt like that was the only console for a while, because GameCube wasn't that successful and Xbox was still kind of finding its foot,
Danny Paul said Mega Drive and SNES were iconic. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Sonic games, Mario. Don't make them like they used to. Yeah, love Nintendo, buddy, 100%. Devil May Cry, that was a good game as well.
I just bought it on the collection on the PS Store last month, so I've not played it yet. I played the demo again, never played the full game.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I think I was in a Capcom mood when I was playing Resident Evil. I said I'm gonna give Devil May Cry a try.
Oh, okay, cool. Sega Saturn, despite its graphical limitations, had some of the best games on any system. Arcade ports were great. Panzer Dragon was amazing, and that soundtrack was ear candy. I never played Panzer Dragon, you know.
No, never played
Never
that.
played it. No, never had a Sega Saturn. To be fair, do you
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
I never had a Sega Mega Drive. I played it at people's houses. Never had a. What did I do? Game Gear, was it? Like their version
Yes.
of the Game Boy. Never
Yeah.
had one of them.
Do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I've got a Switch. Yeah.
Isn't there like it's either a Mega Drive or Saturn like collection you can get?
Yeah. There's
That's
just
like
plenty of them.
free
Like,
with the
yeah.
PS Plus or the equivalent on Nintendo. I think you can get it.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think pretty much Sega for me. I didn't really any of the consoles. I never really got into.
I mean, they had like Sonic and Shenmue. That's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's what I
the
say. I
rest of
think
it's ports.
was it the Dreamcast? Was it that basically like they were like super expensive when they came out, and hardly anyone ever had them.
Yeah, but it was the most powerful thing at that
Yeah.
time.
And
you know,
but
like,
the
nobody bought it.
controller was horrible. It was like massive. It was like that big.
I think controllers in general were horrible back then. You know, like just I have a PlayStation Classic, like the mini thing, like with 20 games on it. And the controller, yeah, I have it. Same as my wardrobe somewhere. And there's no twist sticks on the controller. It's like why would you even try with this thing with no analog sticks? You know.
Do you know what I've just realised? The walking T-Rex was the demo screen on the PlayStation 1. It was like a demo screen for the PS1.
Is there a reference to that in Astro's Playroom? Is that a boss in it?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you fight a giant T-Rex or something? I think it is, yeah.
It probably is, yeah. Nigel, thank you for joining us, Nigel, very much. Hi, James. You mentioned a Welsh accent. Just wondered if you watched that hilarious rant on Sticky Goose's channel. Is he you mentioned the Welsh accent for the guy, the head guy from God of War, was it?
Yeah, well, I was that's Mimir, I think.
Mimir, yeah.
He's Welsh, but there's a little like squirrel guy, Radataskar, who's like kind of funny. I think he's Welsh. It's Welsh or Cockney, I think.
Did you watch that video on Sticky Goose's channel?
I don't know who Sticky Goose is, to be honest.
Oh, right. So it's right.
I know. I did see that Hawk 2 thing. Did you see that?
Oh gosh, yeah, that recent gone viral.
It's so funny.
What?
It's just for anyone. I'm sure everybody's watched it by this stage, but it's this girl, and she's asked like, she's like a Southern girl, and
Hawk 2.
What's something that makes a guy go crazy in bed? You gotta give me that Hawk 2 and spit on that thing. You know. I love it.
It's literally, you just. I'd hate to go viral, but
God. She's a pastor's daughter, and the pastor was going mad, apparently, saying, I was hoping she would spread the word of God, not this. You know.
But what Nigel's alluding to is there was a guy called Steve the Collector on Instagram, and I think about a year ago he posted a video on YouTube about a comic shop that he visited in Wales, and he got like a terrible service. But this rant has sat on YouTube for a year with maybe like a couple of hundred views, maybe.
Okay.
But he sent it to a comic content YouTuber called Sticky Goose Comics, who I interviewed probably about a month or so ago.
Right. Okay.
A guy called Daniel, and he basically reviews the video.
Okay.
And this guy Steve, he's quite animated in his review of this shop, and Sticky Goose like laughs and stuff like that. It's quite a good video, to be fair. And there's quite a few like catchphrases for this Steve, this kid. He's
Okay.
like some of the stuff he says, but the funny thing is that our good friend Jason Parker actually went to that comic shop the day after.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But this kid had a terrible experience, and to be fair, a lot of people, the reviews of this place have put the same sort of.
Is this the shop? I remember. I think it was Jason saying that he wasn't allowed to take photographs of
No.
the
So
cover or something
Jason
like that.
Jason went the next day, but typical Jason, he goes, "Oh, is it okay if I film this on my YouTube channel? I'll promote you a bit, blah blah blah." He gets a world class service when he does that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So yeah. So he got the nice side of
Yeah.
it, whereas
I'm sure
whereas
he
in this
did.
guy got like the mean side of it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny video to be fair. Um, Danny Paul said the Dreamcast killed the Sega in the console wars. Most definitely did, buddy. 100%.
Again, there's a very good what happened on Mac McMuscle's channel on the Dreamcast. So I
McMuscle.
recommend that.
We'll have to link it in.
Mash McMuscles. He's very good. Very funny.
Yeah, Jason, if you're watching, if you can put the link for the
Yeah, I'll
the
check that
video.
out anyway.
Yeah. Right. So next question, buddy. Let's get it up for you. Oh. This is going to be a very easy question for you. But what is the best game adaptation into a TV series or movie?
It's that The Last of Us, easily. I mean, not even close. I think.
I think I've got to say a recent one I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
Fallout.
Oh fuck! You're right. Yeah. Shit, Fallout is good. I haven't watched it, but just from what I've heard, it's just a phenomenal. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's nice that because for so long, for like literally the last 20 something years, just game adaptations have just been notoriously bad. Like not a single good one. Like the best of them are like just okay, but some people like them, like Mortal Kombat or whatever.
The original Resident Evil. Like it was okay watch. It wasn't great, but it was
So like it's nice that we're getting good ones now. But I for me it's The Last of Us, and to be fair, now I've not seen what Fallout yet.
I 100% recommend you watch it. Honestly, it's really
I was looking for something to watch last night, and I was going to, but I only had an hour, and I know the first episode was 90 minutes, so I was like, okay, I'll come back to this. But like for me, The Last of Us, like it did a thing. Like I started doing video. The video that kind of kicked off my channel was about the show when the show was announced, about how I didn't want it to be about Joel and Ellie, because I said, well, this story's already perfect, pretty much. Like you can't make an improvement on this. What's the point of telling this again? And the show, like I wouldn't say overall wasn't necessarily, but it improves elements, and it does it puts a different twist on certain things. And I think both of those actors inhabited those characters so well. So yeah, I was just thoroughly, and my favorite stuff in it now, to be fair, is like the original stuff. Like I think episode 3 with
the
Bill
love
and Frank.
story.
Yeah.
Bill and Frank. Yeah.
Just one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Cried like a baby watching that.
Yeah.
So
he's what is his name?
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman is fantastic. I mean, I don't know if you watch Parks and Rec, but
I do. Yeah, actually, I went to see him live. Actually, he did a gig here, so I've seen him in person. I didn't get to meet him, but he was very. He did like a stand-up routine. It was very funny, and he plays guitar and stuff in it. It was good.
Very talented guy. Very talented.
Absolutely, but like it was just an incredible show, and just these should be great representations of what the game is. And The Last of Us is near flawless, I think, at doing that. So, like, there's some things where
I think it was sped up a bit.
Characters not as good, and I think it rushes a little bit maybe at the end.
Yeah.
Or like the cannibal guy in it, the character. David. I think that was a bit rushed. Like in the game, it's over a couple of hours. Where in the show, it's like in 5 minutes. And it's like okay.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was just phenomenal. A phenomenal translation of that story.
I think what's good about it as well is like the subtle. You learn a bit more about the history, in terms of like the infection, which we didn't really get from the games unless you really delved into it.
Ellie's mom, was an element that's not in the games at all. Like, so that was nice. You can tell that was something that was at one point going to be in the game.
Yeah.
But now also you can play those games now with that context, and that translates over. Like there's nothing contradicting there. You can say that this is what happened as well. So like that's great. So like I think it, in a way, it sort of enhances the original game as well, which is like amazing. I didn't think a thing could do. So like I was proven wrong with that. And I'm very excited for season 2. I am curious because have you played the second game?
Yep, brilliant game.
Brilliant game. I think it's on par.
Story is probably a bit difficult to
that's the thing. So there is a very controversial element to that game, and a lot of people hate it.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see that times 10 with the show. I think, and it's going to be nice.
But I kind of hope that they drag it out a bit in terms of so we don't lose.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because you don't want it to be that I can't.
Yeah, no, you have to dance around. But like, there's
yeah, you don't want to.
But there's going to be just a shitstorm of toxic.
Of course, yeah.
The show, especially with some of the characters in it.
I actually ended up liking Abby. I did.
So did I. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I Abby and Lev, and I like. I have a statue of Abby. Like I love her. I think she's great.
Yeah. I think what we kind of forget is like, did you watch The Walking Dead?
Up to like season 6 or 7, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same as me. I stopped watching. But it's what you kind of don't realize is that although we're following this particular group, that they are the bad guys to the other people.
Yeah, because it's all about perspective, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like with The Walking Dead, they would go meet another camp or whatever, and they would just take it over and end up killing everybody.
Yeah.
But that camp was perfectly happy in the beginning until they came along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just thought it was an amazing story about like the cycle of violence and things like that. So, but you're gonna have people just being horrific. I think to the actors and stuff like that. At this, like, it's not gonna be nice. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. To seeing the show. Really good cast.
No, Jason's just put the link in for Sticky Goose's video about the comic store rant.
I'll check that when we're done. Is Jason saying Street Fighter is his favorite?
Street Fighter. That was
adaptation.
I tell you who was crazy in that movie. Yeah, he was absolute as Bison.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. That was his. I think that was one of his last roles. He died just soon after that. But
it was so weird.
He knew he was dying, and he did it for his like daughter or son or something who like loves.
But it was so weird seeing him without like his little mustache from Adam's Family.
Yeah. But he's the reason to watch that. There's no reason to watch that movie otherwise, But,
yeah, I think that had like Kylie Minogue in it as like
Kylie Minogue, Mina Wen, is Chun-Li, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like it's really impressive, and I think it is just a funny like surreal. Like everyone's wearing these mad costumes and stuff. Like it's a fun watch. Like a so bad it's good kind of thing.
Jason hates Abby. Thank you, Jason, for that. What did you think of that was still going on about the rant? Nigel wants to know our opinions, wants to know Jason's now. Danny, all about Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it was a great film. There was a TV series as well. Did you ever watch that?
Mortal Kombat Conquest, yeah.
Conquest, yeah.
I watched the first. I was in a Mortal Kombat buzz a year or two ago, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, wow, this is bad. But I love Mortal Kombat. I love the lore. I think like it is as rich, I think, as like a DC or a Marvel, like in terms of the characters and the different backgrounds and the costumes, and there's superheroes and supervillains in it,
Yeah.
I really like the new movie. I thought it was really good, so I'm excited for this one. Yeah.
Did you ever play the DC versus Mortal Kombat games?
I did.
Yeah. Oh, great story of that.
I like the story a lot, and I wish there was and I know there's like I'd like to see like an Injustice Mortal Kombat kind of crossover thing. I think it'd be cool because I know Injustice has a few.
Injustice is a great storyline as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Jason says it was very funny, interesting. I've had lots of comments on my videos slating the comic book shop owner. So, soundtrack for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
amazing.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jason. Right, so what is the most rewarding aspect of being a YouTuber, James? What would you say?
It's a tough one. I I don't know. Well, for me, like the best thing to come out of
The
doing
money.
this, okay,
The women.
no, honestly, the best thing about me doing this is the people that I've met, you know, and like
Yeah.
yourself and Jason and Amanda and Peter and Luke and Efren. Um, there's 10 other people that like I've not
Yeah.
mentioned that deserve a mention there as well. So, um, that's for me. That's been the like it had an impact on my life that in a way I didn't expect.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I'd make like real friends like doing this, Like, and it's been nice, and like the fact that we've all kind of met in person as well, like for
Yeah. Yeah.
drinks and stuff. And we're all cool, we're all nice people. It's good. So I think that's my favorite thing about Wash that I've
I
gotten
think.
out of doing YouTube.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of people have said that from that question. Is from the friendships they've made, because it is a crazy thing to think about it, but it is like a community. Like,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I think.
I consider yourself very much like a good friend, but
Yeah,
like
same.
as part of like the UK comic community on YouTube, like you're very like a very good presence on there, I would say.
Mm.
So yeah, I think it's pretty cool that we've able to, like, because you live in Dublin, Pete lives in like Newcastle way,
Newcastle, we're all
Jason's
over the place. Yeah,
Cardiff.
Cardiff,
I'm from
Belfast, whatever.
Birmingham. It's just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
from all over the place. You know what I mean? Andy from Perpetuals from like Northern Ireland. Is he from Northern Ireland? Is he?
Uh, he's Scottish, but he's in Belfast.
Belfast, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what? That's why he sounds so weird to me, because I always thought he was Scottish, but he's in Northern Ireland. I was thinking, what, like
Well, yeah,
his
I think
accent?
he is Scottish, but he lives in Belfast at the moment.
Yeah,
I think
that's
so.
pretty cool.
But
Oh,
then
cool.
James, what's his handle?
Comic deal.
Yes. Has the Nordy accent on him, like the Belfast accent, like it's just fucking impossible to understand what he's saying.
Yeah. Jason's put it's not the press passes for Dublin Comic Con.
Do you know what? I because there's not that high a bar, I think, to get press passes or to even like host a panel.
Yeah.
Do you know, like you can be like under 1,000 subscribers, and if you apply for a panel at a convention, you'll probably get it. So
Yeah.
I have been tempted to, like, I think that'd be a cool thing. That's honest to God, right? That's something a few of us should like get together and organize like a live panel thing at a con.
That would be cool. Like
That'd be
a
great.
yeah.
Yeah, like just like an on upstage live show kind of thing. Like I think that'd be fun. We should organize that.
Organise it, James. I'll be there.
Right, I'll do it in Dublin, so I don't have to fly anywhere. So yeah,
Well, it could be going back to the homeland for me, because I am 1/4 Irish.
you sound so American when you say that. It's like Americans like, oh, my great great grandfather. I'm Irish. My great great grandfather's Paddy O'Reilly from
Well,
Donegal.
I don't really know how it works, because, like, obviously my grandfather's like fully Irish. My dad's obviously half, but then what does that with my quarter then, or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not good at maths, to be honest, so I'm not sure. I'm not 100%.
No, I mean, yeah, because
Yeah, I think a quarter.
I'll have to do that heritage, that you me DNA thing or whatever.
Yeah, but then don't they keep your? They can use that for other things though. So I'm
What?
sus on
I'm
that.
happy for them to clone me, mate. I
Yeah.
want to live but no, yeah, brilliant. To be fair, Nigel has put who hasn't got Irish blood. To be fair,
Yeah,
probably
we sped around. We had I don't know if anyone else. We had our potatoes went bad, and we just had to leave.
You had to, you
That's a
had
real
to do what you do. You
It's
had
a
to
real
do
thing
what you
that happened with the Irish potato
Yeah.
famine. So yeah.
Yeah, Nigel has asked what's our favourite games of all time. We've already we answered that probably about 20 minutes ago, maybe.
Something like that. Uncharted 2 anyway, it's mine.
Uncharted 2, yeah. Mine was pretty much like Final Fantasy 7 and Kingdom Hearts. Right. Next question, because I'm astutely aware that Pete's live show is going on. I don't want to take anyone away from that. Physical or digital in terms of your games, James?
I'm a physical bitch. I gotta get everything on physical. I have
100%, mate.
even though it's like less convenient because it means I have to like
Storage.
swap discs and store. I could lose it. It could get scratched.
I'll only ever get. Oh, sorry.
So go on.
I was gonna say I'll only ever buy digital if it's like you just go on the dashboard and something's really cheap and you're like, oh, I'll give that a
Yeah,
go.
yeah. If it's a $5 or something, I'm not gonna get it
Yeah,
in person. It's like, but like PlayStation franchises, I like having because I like getting them signed as well by actors, so I always get
yeah,
physical,
yeah.
and I often get collector's editions. Um, so I go digital when I can. I probably like any new game I get physical, but there's two games upcoming that I'm probably gonna go digital for. One is Star Wars Outlaws because one of the editions, the digital editions, is 3 days early access, and I'm just like, well, I'd rather.
No, you'd rather have that. Yeah,
I'm okay not having a disc if I can play it 3 days early.
yeah,
And then GTA 6 because I'll be able to play it at midnight then, rather than having to go to a midnight like launch at a place. I can just have it downloaded and ready to go at midnight. So that would be the other one I say. So,
yeah,
but generally, I like having discs. I like having a physical thing.
yeah.
So,
So
there's pros and cons. I see both sides of it. You know.
I think for me as well, I think in terms of the physical side is if I complete a game, I, I tend to trade it in to get another game.
See, for me, it goes in the drawer. It's in the
Goes in the
collection.
drawer.
Then you know, like I have
Yeah,
I never trade anything in, and I should because it's like I often platinum them in like a week, which means I'd get like 90% of my money back on it, and then I could buy it in a year for nothing.
yeah.
You know, for like half the price less if I wanted it. So
Brilliant. Jason says he likes to hold it in his hand. I
I
don't know
bet
what
you
he's
do. I
referring
bet
to.
you do. Yeah.
I don't know what he's referring to, but thank you, mate. Right. To be fair, this question, I don't know if Luke's still watching or if he catches the rewind or whatever. We'd probably be here for another half an hour discussing this with Luke because
Right.
he's very much a physical media type of
Now
guy. But
he's always like that, right? But he talks about DVDs a lot. Now I've had kind of a purge lately of stuff, and I
yeah,
had a box, like I mean a big ad box. So I counted it. There was 80 movies and like 30 seasons of TV shows.
yeah,
I couldn't get a tenner for it. I wound up selling it for a $5 just to get rid
yeah.
of it because I just couldn't like it wasn't worth having. You know.
But is it because though what DVDs would it like there'll be like 720 max in
No, they're 480.
are they?
480, yeah. It's not even HD. It's not even because like it's not 720. Is
Okay, it's not even
HD.
720. So it's
No, it's
4.
480p, which is like
Terrible,
I could
man.
not. I only learned that like 6 months ago, and I could not believe it. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
because I think it was like I was watching Dead Meat, and he mentioned about he always says, oh, when it comes out on Blu-ray, and he mentions something about DVD, you can't if a movie's not on Blu-ray, they can't do it because they don't have a HD copy of it. And I was like, what's he mean? And it said, oh, they're 480. And I was like, what? And I went and checked, and I was like, oh my god, 480p. Because like you watch a YouTube video at 480p, it looks like dog shit. So like that's how that's how we used to watch movies. It's just insane to me. You know? Like
It's like so in the
so you're breaking up a little, mate.
sorry, mate. We're
Yeah,
still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit like with the old PlayStation games or retro games. You need an old telly to play them on because on a modern telly
Yeah,
TV,
yeah,
they look dreadful.
yeah, unless they're like
Absolutely
upscaled or something. Like I've been messing around with emulators lately,
yeah,
and like there's like stretch options for widescreen and stuff like that. But like, and they look good because they are upscaled.
yeah.
But like I have a mate who has a like he collects like consoles and he hooks up to his new TV like old ones. Or I even remember like when I had a HD TV, putting in the PS1.
Looks dreadful, doesn't it?
Just like or playing it on my PS3. It was just like I can't even see anything in this. Like it's just so blur. Like it's
Well, the thing is, you can't even. You have to get like some sort of connection port now because you can't connect them directly because it used to be just like an aerial lead or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, PS3 you can play PS1 games, and PlayStation's been bringing a lot of PS2 games to like the classics collection. So they some are available now. There's actually one I love. I have it here. That just came out. I'm really excited. So it's a really obscure one. It's called Ghost Hunter.
Oh wow!
So it's sort of like a Ghostbusters kind of thing. I actually got signed by Rob Paulson, voices the main guy.
Okay, is that a good game? Is it?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like a Ghostbusters kind of thing, like but maybe a bit more adult. But it's like you're a cop, Lazarus Jones, and you like
What a name.
accidentally let. Yeah, I know, right? You accidentally let out like a bunch of ghosts, and you have to go hunt them down. And I remember it was another one I was really scared of when I was a kid, but it's like now it's like it's kind of zany, but
Yeah.
it's just on PS5 now. You can play it on PS5 in the classics collection for a tenner. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. So
Oh, nice.
excited to play that again.
Cool, cool. So if we move on, James, now to the next question, and it's the last one, I can assure you. It's tell us an interesting fact about yourself. Anything you want to divulge to the audience or myself? Or...
I'm very. I don't know. I can't think of anything I've not already said because I'm very open. I don't shut
Yeah.
up. You know, I tend to just blur things. I don't know. Like, interesting fact.
You
I'm
met
an
me in
open
a
book, man. There's people know kind of everything about me at this stage. I feel.
yeah. Maybe I don't know what you had for breakfast, what you had for lunch. I don't know. Maybe...
Okay. Well, I had a super value roll with ham and cheese. You know what? Right. I
What?
only recently have like learned to appreciate just a good like crispy bread roll with just
Okay.
like ham, cheese, and coleslaw. Like not even toasted, just ham,
Yeah.
cheese, coleslaw.
Any butter or
Yes, you put butter on it
yeah.
as well. Yeah. And like a side of crisps. It's beautiful.
Nice.
I had that. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. What do other people say on this kind of question? I don't know. I can't.
Loads of
Can't
things.
think of anything.
Like Pete had been like cave diving and what all sorts of me.
Oh, I've done like an adventure and stuff.
Jason saved his dad's life.
Right. I've not
Um,
saved. I've not saved anybody that I'm aware
yeah.
of.
What were the other ones? Oh gosh, I can't remember them now off the top of my head. But yeah. Yeah. If you just tell us what your Subway order is, then that'll be fine.
Meatball marinara, Southwest sauce, lettuce, tomato on Italian.
Wow. But mine
Toasted.
is chicken tikka on a whole wheat baguette with sweet corn, lettuce, and sweet chili
Nice.
and cheese.
Good choice. Good choice. I respect that.
Toasted.
You gotta have cheese. Cheese is assumed already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be worried for anyone that turns down cheese and toasted, but
No. Yeah. Absolutely.
no. But James, you've been an amazing.
Okay. I have one. I have one. I have a good one.
Go on. Is that me or you?
TV show, right?
Yeah.
And they have every year this big thing. It's huge here. It's called the Late Late Toy Show. So it's like a 2-hour thing, like extravaganza, where they showcase like all the newest toys and there's like kids come out and stuff. And I was on it when I was a kid. When I was
Wow.
like 5 or 6, I was on it, and it used to be just a big room of toys. Because my aunt worked for like the RT, which is the radio, the
Yeah.
TV channel station. So she got us like tickets to be on it. So it was a big room, and I remember going around playing with the Spider-Man toys and Batman toys and stuff like that. And I went around, and the host used to just go around. Now it's like people are brought, but it used to be just a big room, and the kids would play, and the host would go around talking to them.
Yeah.
And every time, the camera, like every time I was about to move into frame of camera, the camera cut away. And so like, and there's even like the thumbnail for the show used to be a girl going on the slide. The girl's my sister, and you can see the top of my head come up behind her. And so like I'm on the thing, and I think there's a couple of shots you can see me in the background. I've only actually recently found the tape, so I might actually like upload it on YouTube or something. So
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, like so I'm on the show, but I'm not like really on like that. Like you can't see me that much on the TV, so like that was really
could
heartbreaking.
That could be anyone's top of their head. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it is. I'm certain you can see me in the background in a couple of shots, but like I remember being bitterly disappointed that you couldn't see me.
Oh no!
You know, so yeah. So
everyone's going on about our Subway orders.
That's a fun fact.
Jason says it's beats saving lives. Danny's hungry now. To be fair, I'm hungry talking about.
I had a prawn cocktail today. That was quite nice.
Oh, nice.
Do you like prawn cocktail?
No. I like prawn cocktail flavour crisps, but I don't like actual prawn cocktail.
I love prawn cocktail flavour crisps. They're the best. They're actually, I think that's probably the best flavour. That's my opinion.
Jason says you've got a face for radio, obviously, clearly.
That's fair, yeah.
That's mad, shocking that is. But that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it's fun. We've only recently found the tape, so I'm interested to go back.
Yeah. So what was that in the 90s?
So that would have been
Early 2000s?
2001 or something. It was the new
Yeah.
host. It used to be a guy called Gay Byrne, and then it was Pat Kenny. I think it was Pat Kenny's first show.
Cool.
I think, or Gay Byrne's last. So it was 2000, 2001, so I was like 5 or 6. So yeah, that was sad.
Oh,
It's a sad thing that happened to me.
but brilliant. No, well, thank you, James. You've been a fantastic guest.
Having me, man.
You are, I got to hands down say you are genuinely really nice, caring, kind guy. And you are an outstanding member of the UK comic community on YouTube. So thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, appreciate it, and thank you for having me. And I think this is a cool thing you do, and you know, you're one of my favorite people that I've met doing this. So,
cheers, man. I genuinely, really honestly appreciate that. Really honestly, thank you. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to James's James T. Keegan channel, which Jason kindly put in the chat. Go and check out One Good Scare as well. These guys, James and Pete, are putting out quality. I'm talking quality content, and they're having the time of their lives. It's two best friends talking about horror films and a back catalogue of films. Please go and check it out. But what is that? The host, is it?
Yeah,
Gabe.
Gabe.
Gabe had to go to hospital for that one. For what? I don't know. I don't know what he had to get to hospital for, but
we'll talk about it after.
I think he's on about his Subway order.
Okay.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Okay,
no, but thank you everybody for watching. We'll end the video now. Please go and check out Pete's live show now. His This Is Why with comic tropes. Please go and check it out. I really appreciate it. I think my internet is going crazy, so I should have a video here.
Right. Okay.
No worries. But thank you everybody for watching. James, it's been fantastic. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.